Hello there. This is the Belugatoons Podcast. Andy here. Thank you so much for deciding to listen to this. And by deciding to listen to this, you're now left with someone who sounds like they've got a sock wrapped around their face. Yeah, I'm wearing a costume. I did a similar thing last year. I don't know if any regular listeners might remember. For Christmas last year, I joined a TV who were putting on a panto. It was Cinderella. I got the part of Buttons, and I ended up, because it turned out Buttons in that particular version was a rat. So I had to put together a rat costume, and I recorded part of that episode with the mouse muzzle thing attached to my face that I was going to wear for the part. And I'm doing that again right now. The reason is, you see, I do find that I need to get used to wearing these sort of things, because you can tell if you see, because I am an amateur, I'm not a professional performer, but I like to give people some, give the audience a bit of credit. You can always tell when you're watching an amateur performance if someone has not got used to wearing their costume. Because to me, part of the fun of getting to be a character in a play is, you can take time to just to sort of get comfortable in the role. And you can probably hear that my voice is a little bit muffled with this mask on. Actually, this is an interesting mask because not only does it look like a donkey nose, it also does this. Yeah, it sounds exactly like a donkey, doesn't it? Anyway, you get what you pay for. That is quite novel. We don't. I don't think we need to use that. Actually, it looks good enough. Yeah. So, what's going to happen in this week's podcast is what you're trying to get me to move on to. I can tell you're just saying, Andrew, shut up about the play where you play the part of a donkey. What's going on in this week's episode? Well, I shall tell you. I talk about the Distraction Pieces podcast. This is Scroobius Pip's podcast where he talks to people. He has really interesting, in-depth conversations with people that he's worked with, or people who simply he admires. And yeah, it's fascinating. It's a great podcast, and I talk about that in this episode. I also talk about debuting material online. If, like me, you have a DeviantArt gallery, or you put stuff on Twitter or Facebook or anything like that, I talk a bit about that and how I feel about uploading things for the first time, how much time I like to give myself to do that. Yeah, so that's a bit of a taste of what there is to come. So I thought I'd just make it clear that I've got this thing attached to my face because I decided to wear it during the next segment, which would be the Check a Day segment, where I read through that list of stuff that's going to happen over the next week. It is going to be lots of fun, and hopefully you'll be able to hear me all right, because, like I said, I like to just get used to talking while wearing a mask, because it just helps. It just honestly, because I don't have many opportunities to try on the costume that I'm going to have to wear and practice talking in the mask. So anyway, that's That's my reasoning for all of that. Anyway, let's get on with the show, shall we? Right, on to the next bit. These are the days of the week and what's happening in them. Ugh.
You need a balanced breakfast. How about some nice Brussels sprouts?
Okay, so Saturday, the 14th of November 2015, is International Girls' Day, Loosen Up, Lighten Up Day, National American Teddy Bear Day, National Pickle Day, National Spicy Guacamole Day, Operating Room Nurse Day, Spirit of National Speakers Association Day, and World Diabetes Day. Sunday, the 15th of November 2015, is America Recycles Day, American Enterprise Day, Day of the Imprisoned Writer, George Spelvin Day, I Love to Write Day, Little Red Wagon Day, National Bundit, I think it says Bundit, I don't know, Bundit Day, National Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day, National Philanthropy Day, National Raisin Bran Cereal Day, National Spicy Hermit Cookie Day, Pack Your Mum's Lunch Day, and World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims. Right, Monday the 16th of November 2015 is Have a Party with Your Bear Day, International Day for Tolerance, International Button Day, and National Fast Food Day. Tuesday the 17th of November 2015 is Electronic Greeting Card Day, Homemade Bread Day, International Students Day, International Balaclava, International National Farm Joke Day, National Take a Hike Day, National Unfriend Day, The Little Mermaid Day, World Peace Day, and World Prematurity Day. Wednesday, the 18th of November 2015, is Geographic Information Systems Day, Have Sex with a Guy with a Moustache Day, Married to a Scorpio Support Day, Mickey Mouse Day, National Educational Support Professionals Day, National Viciosi, I don't know, I'm sorry. Occult Day, Push Button Phone Day, and William Tell Day. Thursday the 19th of November 2015 is Equal Opportunity Day, Great American Smokeout, International Men's Day, National Blow Bagpipes Day, National Carbonated Beverage with Caffeine Day, National Have a Bad Day Day, Noville Biologiolasis, I don't know, sorry, Day, Play Monopoly Day, Use Less Stuff Day, World Philosophy Day, and World Toilet Day. It's getting windy out there. And finally, Friday the 20th of November 2015 is Africa Industrialization Day, Beautiful Day, Future Teachers of America Day, Globally Organized Hug a Runner Day, International Stand Up to Bullying Day, Name Your PC Day, National Absurdity Day, National Peanut Butter Fudge Day, Transgender Day of Remembrance, and Universal Children's Day.
a balanced breakfast. How about some nice Brussels sprouts?
It is now time to spin the wheel. This is the wheel that will determine what I talk about in this segment. It has to be something that isn't related to the stuff that I get up to. So where is it landing? Oh, I think that's Distraction Pieces. This is a podcast by Scroobius Pip, who many of you may know from the work he's done with Dan Lassac. He's a really great artist, wonderful poet, and he's absolutely fascinating. I always love coming across fascinating people because I just, I knew a few of those songs from the Angles record that he did with Dan Lassac, and since the album came out, I kind of listened to "Thou Shalt Always Kill," "Letter to a God to from God to Man." Yeah, so I've got these on my iPod, and I suppose I didn't know an awful lot about him, but I'm now starting to learn more because he has this podcast called Distraction Pieces, where he interviews various different artists. It's a very artistic orientated show, and he's been doing it for over a year. I literally just found out about it because I was listening to the podcast that Adam Buxton does, so I'm kind of promoting his podcast as well because he only started his podcast earlier on in the year, and he had Pip on as a guest, and they were kind of talking about how they both enjoy using podcasting to just talk to people. Both of their shows are just sort of relaxed interview shows. And so far, I've listened to his interview with Adam Buxton, and I've started going through the podcast from the episodes from the beginning. The first interview he did was with Russell Brand. He then did one with Zane Lowe, Alan Moore, DJ Oda, and Sage Francis. Those are the ones that's as far as I've got so far. And I've been listening to them day by day. I'm going to continue. I think I'm going to start the day every morning. I'll be catching up because the Sage Francis that one was that first dropped last November, almost exactly a year ago. Yeah, it says here the 12th of November, and I know I'm recording this on Tuesday the 10th of November. Yeah, I cheat. This is all a lie. None of this is actually happening the day that you hear it. Yeah, but there are some great guests that I'm really looking forward to hearing his conversation with the Simon Pegg, Josie Long, Stuart Lee, Rufus Hound, Nick Frost, Mike Skinner, Frank Turner, Billy Bragg, Dylan Moran. So yeah, I'm excited about all of this, because I just think it's wonderful how so many podcasts just involve people talking about talking mainly just sharing their viewpoints and I think Distraction Pieces is particularly good for this because it's all very I feel like it's simply meant to be food for thought. Every opinion is just offered because I think Scroobius Pip he knows that whoever he gets to interview is going to be someone who sees things a slightly different way because that's just how we all are. We all have our own opinions and opinions. Is as you may be aware, an obsession of mine. I have this obsession because we seem to constantly, all of us, we just seem to constantly confuse fact with opinion. But there's something I like about the talks he has because it's always very friendly. It's never, you know, there's no sense of, I don't know, conflict, because they're generally people who he has worked with and who are actually kind of friends of his, and there's always that feeling of he's perfectly understanding of, you know, I don't have to agree with what this person is saying, but this is our conversation. We're gonna discuss. You know, we're gonna just get some thoughts out there, because, you know, the stuff that I do on this podcast is essentially just me thinking aloud, because like there's literally nobody else in this room. I'm just alone in this space, and you know, it's funny because essentially it's like that, with a lot of these interviews, just in, you know, generally in podcasts, because like I suppose the Nerdist podcast and WTF with Mark Maron, they kind of popularized just having discussions, just kind of kicking back and being like, so let's talk about whatever, you know, and that's a really great format, because it's raw, and it's just, you know, it's not in any way demanding. It's not desperate, but at the same time it can be very thought provoking, because these are people just offering opinions. Like all of these episodes are just, you know, offering all of this. So that's Distraction Pieces. It's available on iTunes. That I do know. You can subscribe on iTunes. I don't yet know about any of the other platforms, but yeah, give it a listen. And by the way, I just want to also say the page that's up on scroobiuspip.co.uk. If you go to that website, you can find more information about Pip and the Distraction Pieces podcast. Because there are, for each episode of this podcast, he has these little photos. You can see, like, for each episode, a little framed picture of him with his guest, and I think that's a wonderful touch. A bit like what I do with the comic strip that you have in the artwork window of the episodes on here. So check out Distraction Pieces on iTunes.
You need a balanced breakfast. How about some nice Brussels sprouts?
Hi, we're here on the street asking people about the Fump. Excuse me, sir, do you know what the Fump is?
The what?
The Fump. F-U-M-P.
Oh, I don't know, but it doesn't sound appetizing. I don't want any.
Isn't that the sound a groundhog makes when you run over it with your car?
No. Can you tell me what the Fump is?
Is it the enemy in the next Spider-Man movie?
I don't think so.
A clean-burning car that runs on pancakes?
What?
Isn't that the stuff the Nutty Professor invented?
No, that's flubber. The Fump. What is the Fump?
Ooh, it's a dog. I think it's half Great Dane, half Chihuahua.
Is that even possible?
Sounds like something you get from a cheap hooker.
Oh, come on, no. Doesn't anyone around here know what the Fump is?
I do, but I'm a paid announcer with a script in front of me that explains it.
Fine. Go do your thing.
The Fump is the Funny Music Project. It's a website where comedy musicians post funny songs and parodies. New songs are uploaded every Tuesday and Friday. The songs are available for free download from thefump.com or automatically via our podcast feed. The Fump features some of the biggest names in comedy music from the Dr. Demento Show, including the great Luke Ski, Robert London Spav, Devo Spice, Worm Quartet, Rob Balder, Possible Oscar, Tom Smith, Raymond and Scum, Power Salad, Bob Ricci, Carla Ulbrich, Steve Goody, Paul and Storm, and Jonathan Colton. High-quality downloads and compilation CDs are also available. Find us at www.thefump.com or look us up on iTunes. And for behind-the-scenes discussions on the songs posted to The Fump, listen to the Funny Music Podcast.
Thank you. See, people, was that so hard?
So it is something you get from a cheap hooker. Look, The one I was with last Friday sold me a copy of the Volume 10 compilation CD.
I quit. I'm going home.
The Fump. It's not something you get from a cheap hooker. Usually.
Okay, so I'm getting involved in another play. Yeah, this year it's not a panto. It's a nativity play for children. And it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I've just read the script, and it's a lovely script. And I'm very happy to say I seem to be getting mostly the easier lines. Because it's one of those things where someone says, "There's a hen in your manger," and all I have to say is, "There's a hen in my manger," and that's kind of what my character is, just repeating what's just been said, which looks like it could be both fun and, as I said, it's going to be easy for me because it's almost like I'm getting a reminder of what my line is. Every time I have to speak. So I suppose that's just the thing I have to look out for. I have to look out for the moments when it's my turn to speak. And I just have to make sure that I've listened to what's just been said, because I just need to sort of say it again, a questioning voice from that perspective. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And I think because one thing I did with the Buttons character that I played last year, because it was like a special version of Cinderella in which the character of Buttons was a rat instead of a human being. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, and it kind of gave me a lot of inspiration because, excuse me, I drew some pictures of what I thought the character of Buttons would look like as a sort of illustration of the character. So at some point, I'm hoping I can probably do that again, because my character is going to be a mule in this one. Yeah, and I've actually I've made a start in working out what I'm going to put on as part of my costume. Yeah, and also I suppose now I'm really focusing on learning those lines. Like I said, it's probably not going to be that difficult, but I suppose I should try and sort of learn what everybody else is going to say. There is quite a lot of dialogue coming from the other actors, so I think that's something to just be mindful of. And like I said, I think most importantly, I just need to know when it is that I need to talk. Yeah, so now I'm probably going to move on to just talk about my work and things that I've put up on the internet, like Beluga Weekly, my comic strip, the web comic that I do. New issues of this, they turn up magically out of nowhere on Belugatoons.com every Friday, and I've been starting to think, because I've got into the habit of uploading them to the other websites on Sunday, because I was thinking Belugatoons.com, that's the site where I kind of debut everything, and I'm sort of working out how so that can be where things originally show up. Because the thing I really want to do next year is just make it so that I don't end up having so much to publish on just like on one day of the week, because I started to find recently that Friday does seem to be a day where I have to upload a lot of different things. Because I think when I started doing this podcast, I know that at some point I decided to publish the podcast every Friday, but that kind of added to the list of things that went onto the website every Friday, because I was not only doing Beluga Weekly, I also started doing artwork for Fan Art Friday. There was also Illustration Friday before that. So I had all these projects, and they were all due in on Friday. So now I'm just starting to think I might rearrange things because I'm sort of using Cow's Play as kind of an incentive to get involved with Fan Art Friday. So it's probably not going to debut every Friday in future. It might debut Thursday or just earlier in the week, so that Friday can be a bit, can have a bit more. I don't know, but I'm just thinking because Fan Art Friday is something that a lot of people on DeviantArt get into. So I suppose I'll still be adding artwork. I'll be doing the Cow's Play thing for DeviantArt every Friday, but I might bring it forward when I actually put it on Belugatoons.com, because now that I'm no longer doing, I'm not putting the Beluga Weekly episodes of my DeviantArt into my DeviantArt gallery on Fridays. I do that on Sundays now. There's a bit more space. See, I think I'm just going to sort of shift things around a bit. We'll see how that goes.
You need a balanced breakfast. How about some nice Brussels sprouts?
Okay, normally I would be talking about new stuff at this part of the podcast. But I seem to I've exhausted pretty much everything that I could possibly say. Because, I think I did say last week that I'm working on the Christmas special, so you already know that. One thing I can say is that I'm trying to get creative, because there's a story I'm working on. There are going to be 3 different stories, and one of these stories involves like a world made of cardboard and decorations and things, and all the kind of things you'd use to make a handmade Christmas card. So I'm having a lot of fun sort of constructing the pages and panels to sort of look like it's in this cardboard world. I thought what I might do, because I haven't really talked that much about Cow's Play, because this is a thing that I tend to mention it at the end of every episode, and I don't really say exactly what it is. The idea is that every week I do this little illustration of these 2 characters of mine, Tracy and Macy, and they are cows who like to dress up as characters from their favourite TV shows and comics and things. So that's where they're cosplayers and they're cows. So this series is called Cow's Play, and it's sort of like this whole series of just drawings. And the idea with each drawing is Tracy, because she's very po-faced most of the time. You see her just not looking particularly happy, I suppose she's never as happy on the outside as she is on the inside. Yeah, she does feel happiness. She just doesn't really show it. So with every illustration I've done, I've used the exact same face, and she always has that exact same glance. Everything's pretty much exactly in the same order for every picture. But the difference between each one is that she's wearing a different costume. So there's one where it's Alice in Wonderland, and Tracy is in a Mad Hatter costume, and she's just wearing her usual expression. Macy is a different type of character. She's a bit more spontaneous and likes to be quirky and sort of really get into character. And she's the Cheshire Cat in this drawing. So she's putting on a massive grin, and she's lying down on her tummy, and sort of just posing the way the Cheshire Cat probably would, like if in the Disney version. Actually, because the costumes that I did for both of them, they're not completely they're they don't exactly resemble the Disney cartoon. They're more just designs that I came up with myself. I think it's been quite fun. And I've done so far. I've done Gravity Falls. I've done Disney Princesses, RoboCop, Indiana Jones, Mystery Science Theater, and that particular one, because I released that on it says here Monday the 13th of July, because normally I bring these out on a Friday, because on DeviantArt it's Fan Art Friday. That's what I do in order so I can contribute to that little thing. But there are some exceptions, because I like Mystery Science Theater, so I have them. What I hope to do is, I'm going to do this a couple more times. In this first one, they go as Dr. Forrester and TV's Frank, and I brought this out on a Monday rather than a Friday, because it's MST3K Monday. You see, there's a bit more of a connection. It's a more suitable day to actually do that. And I thought, because Mystery Science Theater keep that going on their Facebook and on their other social networks. MST3K Monday. Every Monday, that's you get to see something from them. They always put something on their YouTube channel, and it's sometimes a complete episode, which is really cool. I think I'm going to do some more of those, because I'd like to do one where Tracy is Joel Hodgson, or Joel Robinson, to give him his name in the series, and have Macy be Mike Nelson, and I might try, because they had a number of characters. They had a cast. Obviously, you had the robots, you had Bobo the ape creature, you had Brain Guy, you had Pearl Forrester, obviously. I mean, this means nothing to you if you've not watched it, but that's another little recommendation. If you want to know what I'm talking about, check out Mystery Science Theater, because, I think it's funny how it's one of those things that still, people in the UK are kind of split. Some people know what it is, some people haven't come across it yet, because with the internet, I think more people seem to know what it is now than not. Anyway, Cow's Play. I think I'm sort of dividing into seasons, because I find that I can put out one every week for a certain amount of time. That doesn't seem to be a problem. But I think because I sort of came to the end of the first season in July, and I sort of put things on hold, and then I brought it back in September. And I think I kind of got the balance right, because I needed to give myself a bit of a rest so I could focus on other things. Then I started a new one on Friday the 11th of September, and carried on doing one week after week. I did some Halloween themed ones for October. And so let's see, I've now done how many? Right, since September, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm starting to think pretty soon I'll probably put it on hold again. I'll just take another break, because I've got Christmas related things to stay on top of. There might be a bit of a break before I start to put out some new ones. But in the meantime, you can see these on Belugatoons.com, and also on my DeviantArt. You go to belugatoons.deviantart.com. They're right there in my gallery. I've actually got a separate folder on the DeviantArt gallery for Cow's Play. So yeah, hope you enjoy that.
You need a balanced breakfast. How about some nice Brussels sprouts?
Well, the time has just about come for me to send you all on your merry way. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody. It's wonderful to know that there are lovely people like you making time, or yeah, allowing this this podcast into your life. Yeah, that is just it's awesome. And as a way of saying thank you, I'm going to tell you about the Comic Book Club. This is the Southampton Comic Book Club. Do you know what I should? I always read it off a piece of paper. I should just go to the Facebook group because I'm part of the group. It's because I've got the information here. Is there? Hang on. Description. I'll just read it off the piece of paper. It takes place the third Thursday of every month at 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's held at Goblets 180 above Bar Street, Southampton, and they have a Twitter at CBC Sotton. You can also find them on Facebook. That's the Comic Book Club Southampton. Yeah, I believe we're talking about robots in the next one. Yeah, I do tend to go to these if I can. It's a little bit hard sometimes because I get very tired towards the end of the day because of the job that I have. But yeah, I do try to get along to these. When's the next one? The next one will be... I don't know if I can see my calendar that well. It's already getting dark. The 19th, though. It'll be the 19th of November. So come along. Bring a friend. If you like comics, then this is definitely worth checking out. Yeah, also, this podcast, just to remind you, is not only available on iTunes, it's also available on Stitcher, Deezer, and it's now on Acast. Yep, acast.com. If you go there, you can find it. I've only just made this arrangement. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's the URL right here. It says www.acast.com/the Belugatoons Podcast. So there you go. Don't forget Belugatoons.com. Belugatoons is spelled BELUGATOONS. Seamless. I'm running out of time for things to say now, so thank you so much for making it to the end. I don't know how you do it. Take care, everybody, and bye-bye.